And great outing for him. 7 innings pitched. He only gave up 1. D-Train. And let's go to the K-Zone. Show us, break it down what he looked like.
You know what? This is why he's one of the best arms in all of baseball. He's a big game hunter. The mound presence, the focus, and the poise. The ability to use all his pitches to stay out of the heart of the plate. That's every starting pitcher and really pitcher in baseball's dream. To be able to change eye level with the fastball, but also use the sinker, use the split finger to not only produce swing and miss, but get ground balls, as you can see. I love what Jay Harris says on this show. Hey, infielders want to play too. Well, in big situations, as you can see, he's able to get ground balls. It gets Mookie in the game. It gets Kim in the game. It keeps everybody on their toes. And again, he's athletic enough to do his own PFP. Why? Because he throws strikes. If you're going up against him, you have to honor all the pitches because he throws strikes for every single thing, so you can't eliminate anything. And so it is truly fun to watch him pitch and really develop. I gotta be honest, ever since that first start he had in the Dodger uniform in Korea, that seems like it was 12 years ago, you know what I mean? Because ever since then, he has really emerged as the front line ace and one of the best and most respectable arms in all of baseball. The numbers and the proof is in the pudding.
You see the innings pitched 7, and you see the hits, but look at the Ks. It's only 3, right?
Right.
But we saw in that K zone that D-Train really broke down a lot of soft contact to induce double plays, right. And that's what we want. I think one of the biggest moments in the game was that first inning, this pitch right here. The sinker, we're on first base, nobody out to start. The bottom half of the first inning, right there, kills the momentum.
Yeah.
Because Terrain's saying, okay, he doesn't want to walk me. Right. I'm going to give a fastball, I'm going to drive some in the gap. Now we're in business. Instead, double play, nobody on base, and here comes Contreras with nobody on. Those moments right there as a starting pitcher, and D-Train, you know this.
Yes.
Okay, sometimes, yes, you want to go full throttle. But there are times where, and CC Sabathia used to always tell me, I want to dangle the carrot.
Yeah.
Dangle the carrot to induce weak contact so I can get 2 outs for the price of 1. And that's what Yamamoto did today, inducing soft contact and inducing a couple of double play balls. And like you said, we all said this. We all want to play, man. We want to do our thing on the infield. Mm-hmm. He allowed his infielders to do their thing, and that's why he was able to pitch efficiently through 7.
Sproat was really good, guys. I really did. But he wasn't as efficient. Yamamoto was efficient. You know what I mean? He kept attacking. We couldn't string hits together. He was very, very good. That's why he was MVP of the deal, and that's why he continues to be one of the top pitchers in the game. Yeah, we had some chances early, but he really limited our. He didn't give up free bases. We gave up 6 walks, a hit by pitch, a wild pitch. You know, that's too much.
All of last year, you had 4 triples. You now have 1 in back-to-back games. Plus, you add that double today. What does that just say as to where your swing is at right now? But also, I kind of have to imagine your legs got to be a little tired after those 2.
Yeah, I mean, running around, I mean, it's worth it. So that's a good thing. But, I mean, I'd like to stay inside the ball a little bit better. I feel like I'll take them. I mean, they were down the line, but, you know, just trying to do my part, barrel them up, trying to have decent at-bats and just try and get guys in, so worked out well for us today.
Yoshinobu set the tone in this one, 7 innings of work, but not too many strikeouts, more putting the ball on the ground. What was it like just playing behind him today?
Yeah, it's been fun. I mean, watching him, you know, pitch every single time he's out there is really fun to watch. I mean, he either gets his strikeouts or weak contact. Like, he locates really well. I mean, even, you know, facing him previously, I mean, it's tough. I feel like he just dots everything, and you just got to wait for him to make a mistake, but he rarely does that. So it's been a lot of fun playing behind him this year.
I know he hasn't made anything of it, but just to give him some run support today, how good did that feel just for the offense?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, you know, pitching staff's done a phenomenal job for us all year long, so we just try and do our part and put together good at-bats and just try and score some runs and give him a little bit of a breathing room. So we were able to do that there in the 5th right there.
With Yoshinobu today, what were you just seeing from him and how he was executing his pitches and navigating through their lineup?
I thought he was in complete control. I think even today didn't have feel for his curveball. Kept using it, which I like, but never really got a handle on it. But the split, the fastball, all that stuff were great. And then obviously for us to catch a lead, you know, and attack on a little bit. Andy's homer was big. But, yeah, I thought Yoshi was in complete control today.
When you're looking at just what not only the rotation is able to do right now, but really what the bullpen is doing. I mean, to see just the continuation and the constant building on these really clean outings, what is that just kind of, what are you seeing from this group and what is it saying about them right now?
I think it's confidence. Regardless of who we run out there, when we run them out there, they all just seem confident. And I think, again, when you have a lot of guys in the pen that are confident throwing the baseball well, you can spread out the usage. And so, they all seem rested. They're all anxious to get out there and pitch and perform.
Kyle Tucker's OPS is almost to 800 now over the last few weeks. What have you seen from him that feels more Kyle Tucker-like?
Well, one thing is he's hitting lefties, which he's always done throughout his career. He got a big triple today, a big hit, but he's gotten a lot of big hits for us, and I think that's one part of it. I think that, I haven't dug into the numbers, but I do think his chase rate is down considerably in the last couple of weeks, and he's getting into good counts, and he's making, more solid contact.
We're leaving a lot of runners on the first few innings, but how much did it help us kind of drain that starting pitcher so he finally kind of ran out of gas there?
It was great. It was great. That's kind of a hallmark of what we do, and I think even this series from the outset, we got into the pen, used our leverage guys for multiples in a game that we ended up losing, and we did it again yesterday and today. So I think today, like you said, we did get to the starter, wasn't efficient, taking our walks when needed, and then we got to their lower leverage arms, and that's a good recipe right there.
What do you think has kind of prompted with going back to Kyle, just the plate discipline and the pitch selection that's been better?
I don't know. I know that he's built trust with the hitting guys, and there's a lot more back and forth conversations. No one, I would assume, doesn't want to chase out of the strike zone, especially with his DNA of controlling the zone. I think his mechanics are much more in sound and kind of where he wants to be. But I still think there's more in there. And I know he's not feeling perfect. But to speak to, the question earlier is that he's still, over the last couple weeks, has been really productive. But I think that the conversations, just being more comfortable in the batter's box.
How much did Andy throwing out Turang in the third inning change the outcome of the game?
It was a big play, man. He's, the overall player, the WAR, the defensive value, not only getting to baseballs, but, the plays that he makes, he's got to be up there in league leading in assists by outfielders. It's a strong arm, it's an accurate arm, and it definitely flipped the momentum.
When you look at this road trip as a whole, just what were you most pleased with?
I think I was probably most pleased with, we took care of business in Anaheim with the offense. San Diego was an emotional series that, I think we lost the first one, came back. So I think, the last two series, we lost the first one, came back to win both series. But I think I'm probably most proud of the bullpen as far as kind of what they've been doing. Because there's a lot of different guys that are the reason why they've been so successful recently. And I think the offensive fight is better this road trip.
What does the 7-2 road trip at this point in the season do for you?
Well, it keeps us in first place, I think. I just think it's like, we've passed a lot of tests. What does that do? I think it just kind of, gets us back to winning series, builds a little momentum, come home and, hopefully play well in front of our fans, and to just kind of, go into June playing really good baseball.
What are you seeing out of Kim right now that's missing at the plate?
He's back to chasing. I think he's passive when he shouldn't be, and then he's getting into bad counts. And I don't know if it's a mechanical thing, but he's been kind of grinding the last, quite honestly, the last month. It's been kind of tough for him, but he's playing good defense, which is great. He's a great teammate, which he always is, and he's preparing, competing. But right now, it's just not working.
Is he going to be part of this conversation with Kike coming back?
I don't know. He'll be a part of it, because there's just, obviously, we got to make a decision, obviously, with, hopeful that Max is not going to be on the IL, and you got one spot, and you're talking Espinal and seeing the value that he brings to our ball club and kind of the coverage, and obviously with Kim being an infielder, so so that's kind of where we're at in all honesty, but love both those guys, but we got to make a tough decision.
For Max, is the thought for him to have another image tomorrow on that hand, or do you guys feel like you're past that and just hoping to pick up the bat tomorrow?
I think I don't necessarily know if we're past that, but I don't think we're going to do it tomorrow. I think that his improvement from yesterday to today speaks to we'll kind of kick the can on that one.
Yoshi, when you look at your outing, just 7 innings of work, not as much swing and miss as usual, but to be putting the ball on the ground, what did that just say as to where your stuff was at today?
今日普段に比べてちょっと空振りの数が比較的少なかったと思うんですけども、それでもうまくいったっていうのは何を考えてたんでしょうか。
積極的に振ってきてたので、とにかく丁寧にしっかりいいところに狙って投げていきました。
Because they're being really aggressive, so I was just trying to be fine and then hit the spot where I wanted to locate my balls.
Was that an adjustment that you made in game, or is that kind of the plan for you going into this one?
そこはゲームの前からそういうプランとしてあったんですか、それともそのゲームの中でそういうふうに投げていこうと思ったんですか。
振ってくる前提で、準備はしてましたし、試合に入って、実際にすごく積極的に来てたので、とにかく失投がないように、集中して、投げれたので良かったと思います。
I was prepared with their aggressive lineup in my mind, and then I was focusing on executing my pitches one at a time.
Your own notes in your memo book. How much did you look at those notes from last year's playoffs for today's start?
今ベンチでイニング間にノートを結構見てるんですけども、ノートっていうのは去年のプレーオフぐらいからこの時点まで結構使うようにしてるんですか。
そうです。ずっと使ってました。使ってましたね。そうです。
I had been using that. It's been quite a while. I've been using that for a long time. 今日ももちろん使いましたね。
そうですね。いつも通り。
Yes, I was checking the notebook.
Looking through your last couple of starts, how do you think you've improved, especially in two strike?
I'm sorry, that was loud. Looking what?
At your last few starts, how do you feel like you're improving over especially in 2 strike counts?
今日ここ数試合の出来から今日の試合登板に比べてどれくらい良くなったでしょうか。
そうです。そんなに大きく変わりはないですけど、今日は、より丁寧に投げていけましたし、少しランナーためながらのところもありましたけど、冷静にセット入ってからも投げていけたので、そこが良かったかなと思います。
I personally don't feel like there has been much difference yet. So today, because like I said, I was focusing on one hitter at a time and then trying to be fine. And then there were some situation I was having a runners on, so that made me more to be precise and then focusing on my own execution.
Well, before we talk pitching, I just want to kind of talk to you about where you feel like your swing is at right now. Getting the results this weekend, how good did that just feel for you personally?
Great. Finally hit a ball to the left side of the field. I think that tells me a lot about where I'm at right now. I think we're trending in the right direction. It's all starting to come together, and I'm excited for it.
Working just with the pitchers, whether it was this game and game 1, first, what did you see from just Yoshi as you guys were navigating through their lineup and really more of not seeing the swing and miss and putting the ball on the ground?
Yeah, I think they were swinging from the get-go. Kind of helped us for our game plan. Let Yoshi go deep in the game. Give the bullpen as little innings as possible to eat up. And obviously Tanner and Will came in, did their thing, but it was a good showing regardless of the miss, regardless of the strikeouts. I think it was really good stuff. It was quality from the get-go, and I'm glad we could only just give them that one in the first.
Just what's impressed you the most about this stretch that they're on?
I think they're they're pretty relentless. It's everyone wants the ball, regardless of who you are, regardless of the situation. They want to go out there. They want to succeed. They want to obviously show up for the team. And I don't think it's really in their head what they're doing right now. I don't think they're really aware of it. But I think that's a good thing about it is they just go out there, throw the ball, and good results come.
Last night, I'm impressed with you and Will, just the way you guys also called for them. Like, obviously, we focus a lot on the relationship with the starters, but kind of how do you manage the handling of the pen, especially at a point like this where you guys have had so many different guys cycling through that unit?
I think it's just, I mean, obviously understanding the situation, but also understanding who it is and what they're good at. Allow them to be themselves on the mound, and we have a lot of guys that have plus pitches down there. Doesn't mean we have to land or lean on that pitch anymore, but yeah, they're going to create their own miss with the way their stuff is. It's just our job to really guide them, honestly.